Barring any injuries or anyone getting done for steroids, the rematch between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder should be going ahead February 22nd. That is less than 2 months away. That gives us something right away, something big to look forward to in the early stages of 2020. One of the problems for me with boxing in 2019 was there wasn't a lot of big fights to look forward to in the first half of the year. Nothing had really been made official that caught the eye. We had to wait a little bit for the big fights to be made and to have some memorable fights in the process. But now, not long to wait at all. Big rematch in the flagship division, and it might just resolve something. Who knows? What we're going to get, though, in the lead up to this, which I don't want to hear, but we're going to get, is about how these guys don't like each other, how it's a real grudge match. And for me, that is just totally false. These guys have similar energies. They're both jokers. They're both very outspoken. If these guys weren't rivals and they weren't boxers and they were in the same area code, they would very probably be mates. There was that moment, wasn't there, where they were sat together after one of the press conferences and they just looked like two buddies hanging out. So all this talk about how they don't like each other, I just really don't buy it. Now, I know talking about how something is a grudge match is really monetized now in boxing. They use it to sell fights, understandably. But the likes of Eddie Hearn over here in Britain, I think he's really beaten a dead horse now. Whether it's been world title fights or domestic clashes, he always just gets it in when he can that this is a real grudge match. When often it's not. It's just two guys who are primed to fight, who are understandably edgy. Maybe there's a bit of argy-bargy. That is not a demonstration that two men really don't like each other. Genuine grudge matches where they don't like each other's personalities are quite rare. Now, Barrera against Morales. Amazing rivalry. 36 tremendous rounds there. First fight, unbelievable. Those guys did not like each other. Barrera was from Mexico City. He was considering being a lawyer. Eric Morales was from very rough part of Tijuana. I think the whole of Tijuana might be quite rough. And you could see when they weren't talking and they were just within each other's presence that they just grated on each other. That went beyond just national pride. Of course, there was a lot of national pride at stake, two Mexicans, but again, they did not like each other. And there was that moment before the second fight, I think, in the press conference, and Barrera just jaws Morales like that, and then Morales just goes right after him in his suit before he was restrained. So those guys clearly didn't like each other, and it was at the end of the third fight, which Barrera just edged, Morales was sick to his stomach and just refused to congratulate his big rival. Ben Eubank, over here in Britain, massive rivalry, didn't like each other. Particularly, Ben did not like Eubank. He didn't need to sell it, he just exuded it. You could see it, he didn't like the guy. And years later, Chris Eubank commented that there was something about Ben that activated him. I like the way he put that. There was something he didn't like about him, or that just really made him think, there's something else to be attained beyond the victory with you. I just want to smash your head in. Now, Tony Bellew was very vocal and belligerent towards a lot of his opponents, verbally that is, before fights. But I really don't think he liked Nathan Cleverly very much. Those guys, again, you could see they were very different. And they clashed on a personality level, I think badly, before and after the fight. So that was a genuine grudge match as well. But again, genuine grudge matches are pretty rare in boxing. So all this talk of Fury and Wilder not liking each other, I just really don't buy it. And I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear all the bollocks again about being a dosser, or Wilder promising Fury that he's going to knock him out, because ultimately it just makes my ears hurt. I'm glad that the fight is going ahead. And that is pretty much all I want to see. I hope all the press tours are cancelled.